Aries, Kapualani here with your girl and our moon, Taurus, full moon reading. So let's dive in, see what we see for you, Aries. Just in time for that thinning of the veil. All right. First up, your message from the universe, Aries. All right. I don't know why, but I'm hearing like don't be afraid to like do what you need to do, make your point. Let your voice, your opinion be heard. As long as you know that you've got a firm grip of things, you've got a firm handle on it, and you're not just being quick and reactive. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, follow your instincts. All right. Let's see what the full moon will be bringing to your awareness. All that being said, patience and persistence. So, part of what I'm also picking up on, Aries, and there may be some, okay, you can feel that there's like some kind of missing component, missing piece, even though on the surface it appears that everything is doing well. It's like you still have this feeling that there's something missing. And so that's where it's saying trust your instincts. Don't be afraid to just kind of say, oh, aha. And it's like that saying goes, a stitch in time saves nine, right? So put in the extra work now and it's gonna pay off later. So, like, number one, like I said, try to, if you're gonna rush into something, make sure that you're confident about what you're saying and doing. And even so, it's not what you say, but how you say it. It's not what you do, but how you go about doing it. It's almost like you might have kind of the right intentions, but it's like make sure that your perspective is accurate before you just kind of go, phew, okay? So, what will you potentially be revisiting? Seven of Pentacles, going back to where you started. Going back to where you started. There's something here about taking the time to get organized. With the Seven of Pentacles, even like this Eight of Pentacles, I see that you're building something. You're doing your best. You've been taking the steps. And now there's something here about applying the information that you have so far, even though you may not, be so confident and have all of the information. It's saying, like, don't go looking for new information. Lean back on the results, the connections, the resources, the things that you have already invested yourself in, the things that you have already been nurturing, been, putting your time, effort, and energy into. Don't go looking for, more to put on your plate just yet. It's about managing, like time management and preparation for what's to come. Okay, that's the biggest thing, preparation for what's to come. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon, Aries. Daughter of Cup, have fun, Daughter of Cups. Okay. Connect to that softer sort of, that inner child energy. And it's, not just have fun, but be aware of your own abilities, your own sensitivities in terms of putting, like, doing too much too soon, or like, how shall I put this? It's not exactly like making your eyes bigger than your stomach type thing, but the advice is like, just be gentle with yourself. Observe a little bit before you like jump ahead type thing. Notice the little things. Go with the flow. How, again, they're like have fun. It's like have fun. I feel like there may be like this seriousness that's kind of task oriented, like, okay, let's get this done. And then spirit saying yes, but just kind of don't forget to like lean into the softer side. It's don't make it so cut and dry. Okay, that's kind of basically the gist of it. All right. What sort of vacation is your soul craving? Yeah, looking at things from a different perspective. I feel this energy of just allowing. It doesn't mean that you're doing nothing. There's this conscious effort in terms of, how shall I put it, like holding space in a way. And so that's where, this bat with those red eyes can seem so intense, right? And that's why the advice there is to soften. There's such this intensity in these energies, but it benefits you to trust, go with the flow, lean into your intuition, that empathic, intuitive side, that inner child softness. And with the hangman, again, it's sort of like best to be mindful, clear, and aligned with divine time and order. Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And again, it's not what you say, but how you say it. It's like looking at things from a different perspective. If there's something to be approached, if there's something to be done, it's one of those times where it's like more is not more. And it's just one of those things where, again, go inward, look at things from a different perspective. Use this time, what may seem like downtime from the universe. The universe is saying, no, 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 take this time to see what all is there. We're giving you this time to soften. We're giving you this time to tend to whatever is that needs tending to before getting up and going, charging and moving forward and adding more onto the plate again. Okay. So Aries, visit with us, girlandhermoon.com, to book a personal session of your own, of course. And don't forget to check out your moon and rising signs just for some added guidance, added insight. All right, and have a good one. Blessings, Taurus. Kapualani here with your girl and her moon. Taurus, bing bing, on point. Taurus, full moon reading. So here we go, Taurus. Let's see what we see here. Okay, Taurus, what do you need to hear from the universe? Your message from the universe. Okay, it's like take control, but where you are in a space of asserting yourself and putting things into action, it's saying to just do your best to be present, to focus on the task at hand. And it's almost like have that healthy balance between focusing on what's right in front of you, being mindful of the journey, your bigger picture, and not kind of like getting too distracted with looking back. Don't know why the message came out this way, but that's just the way that it's coming through right now. And so, if anything, it's about really trusting that you've got this, that you've earned this place that you're in, and that you can handle things, that are not, how shall I put this? Even though you may not feel as though you've got a firm grasp on everything, there is a confidence that you will be able to when the time comes. Because things are in motion right now. And so it's like you might even be feeling like a little bit woo, you know what I mean? So that's where Spirit's like, okay, just take control of your body, take control, be in the moment, and just trust that things are definitely in a state of flux in some way, but it all has this purpose of propelling you forward on your path, okay? So let's see what this full moon will be bringing to your awareness. The High Priestess. So no kidding that this is like some double major arcanas right now, Taurus, with a Taurus full moon. The High Priestess energy here is sort of supporting you in like leaning into your intuition, lean into your, how's it called, your vibes, how's it called, what's it called, There's something here with trusting and knowing that this too will pass. This moment's gonna pass. I feel some jitteriness. You might be like, the body might be feeling a little bit like, wee, mentally and whatnot. You could be fine, but your body might be feeling a little bit out of whack. So that's where it's kind of like saying slow and steady. You can feel the changes that are occurring, like the planetary changes, the collective changes, all these kinds of things, and how it's trickling down and affecting you on a personal level, because you yourself are in a state of contemplating some of the changes that you are going through, right? And so that's a lot of it. It's just kind of trying to sort of understand and, be, both still and ready to kind of like hop at a moment's notice. Okay, so there's that balance taking place here. Let's see what you might be revisiting. Wow, like, I mean, this is definitely a collective, like, Taurus, like, so you're not alone. There's definitely a collective of Tauruses that are feeling this energy, fingers crossed, and like Kapualani is wacko. Okay, so what you might be revisiting, being in the space of allowing, okay, trusting and knowing that, because I know for you, Taurus, it's like that fixed energy with that earth and stability. So like I said, things might be feeling a little bit floaty and a little bit weird, and so it's about remembering that it's the effects of the moon. I mean, I don't want to get, sound so basic, and just you can't get more simple than that. It's the effects of the moon. And again, remembering that there's something significant here about cycles, about patterns, your intuition, your spidey senses are probably going to be like firing off. Okay, really. So that's where it's kind of saying just stay steady and try not to be too reactive, because again, it's like I'm just getting senses working overtime possibly. So let's get some advice in that case. Yeah, probably best to lay low during this particular full moon. Stay indoors or just stick with your routine. Maybe it's also about revisiting your routine and taking note of what you are literally like cycling out of, what's no longer like supportive, what is maybe not even feeling. So I'm almost hearing like comforting and grounding. You know how you have daily routines, daily sort of habits or whatnot that are comforting. And for you, again, like that word grounding. And so we stick with those habits, whatever those habits might be. I see it like cornerstones of your day. And so you might be revisiting some of those habits, some of those cornerstones, and saying, maybe I've outgrown them. Maybe I've kind of, it's worn down. And so there may be, an opportunity in that regard to revisit in that way. But also I'm hearing it's like keep to yourself and just do what you need to do to sort of just stay grounded and be mindful again of like what I was saying with your body, and just anywhere you might be feeling like that motion of like, ooh, the motion of the moon and everything moving. So it's really interesting, Taurus. Let's see what sort of downtime your soul is craving. Mental relief. So your mind and things might be very, I'm like getting suspicious, that sort of thing. Focus on what you can see, hold, and touch. Focus on what's right in front of you. Focus on what's going to ground you. There might be some things that are coming up. Okay, like in this energy of the moon, that underbelly of things. So past, like traumas and things, even if it's stuff that, and I'm not trying to go that you thought that you dealt with and not coming back again. This is the muscle memory stuff, and I do feel this because the moon is that womb energy, the high priestess, the connection to that psychic feminine energy, the chariot, balancing things with the yin and the yang, all that balancing while life, while something, things are in motion. So again, that three of swords, some advice is just do your best to recognize any areas where you might be feeling blocked between the mind and the heart, and try to just kind of like, I know it's hard, easier said than done, but just do your best to give yourself a break. Okay, and recognize where any fears, any doubts might be blocking you from making healthy, positive choices, like at the end of the day. Okay, so take a load off. Like if I were you, I would just kind of just keep to yourself and let this energy, because it could be very intense, just until it settles a bit. Okay, so check out your moon sign, your rising sign, for some added support, extra guidance. And of course, you know what to do, girlundermoon.com, and you know where to go to book a session of your very own. So I'm sending you, you know, so many good vibes and blessings. Have a blessed and bright full moon, Taurus, okay? Gemini, this is Kapualani, and I'm here with your girl Lunar Moon Taurus full moon reading. So if you're ready, Gemini, let's see what the cards say for this full moon. Okay. Hear what the universe has to say to you, Gemini. Rest, relax. Look at that. It's sort of like this feeling of relief that, I don't know, I get this feeling because of that Taurus energy, that, you know, earth grounding. And I feel there's something that's going to be comforting. And again, this energy of relief and this energy of being at ease. If for whatever reason you're just like, I don't know what you're talking about, Kapualani, that's part of it, is just to breathe and relax. Sorry, you see the bump in the camera, sorry about that. But breathe and relax, trusting and knowing that, you know what, I know, like, all of these things that you want to do and these things you're gonna do. And so for today, just breathe a sigh of relief that there's gonna be a time, there's gonna be a place, all of that stuff. Okay, but right now, all you need to do is just be here now. Okay, so what will this full moon be bringing into your awareness? That being said, yeah, mind your thoughts, mind your thoughts. Like, look at this air energy, Gemini. So okay, it's almost like how they, you know, there's a feeling of restlessness potentially, and this feeling of, you know, when things are finally starting to settle after like boo boo boo. It's, I don't want to just say like, don't let your boredom get the best of you. I feel it's like I'm getting this message from spirits, like, don't take this downtime for granted. And there's no need to be suspicious of anything or anyone either, for whatever reason. So that's where it's like, avoid conflict, and you know, just, that's where it's saying breathe. I almost get the sense that there could be more chaos going on around you than, you know, directly in your own life. Like I said, things are finally settling for you, but when you look at what's going on around you, it might be a little bit like, whoa. And so that's where spirit's really encouraging you to separate yourself and just try your best to recognize what are your thoughts and feelings and what's going on, versus like being reactive to the stuff around you, the people around you, and things like that. Okay, so let's see what you might be revisiting. The Chariot. Yeah, that balance. It's that balance. Trusting and knowing that this moment is temporary. What's moving around you is temporary. That whatever you don't know, whatever you are not in a position to figure out or to plan or to, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. There's going to be a time, there's going to be a place for it. So this is about maintaining and sustaining your sense of self, your focus on your future. And it doesn't mean like, oh, at the cost of this or that. But like I said, because things for you, it's coming up again, Gemini, because things for you are finally going to feel like they're settling, you might be kind of like a little bit more susceptible to being influenced by others around you. So that's where it's saying, you know, maintain and sustain control and trajectory of your goals and your future. Don't forget about that. Okay. And it's also sort of saying like, even when there isn't an exciting apparent action to be taking, that's where it's just about, again, just maintaining and sustaining, allowing. for yourself to continue to grow, continue to develop, because we have a lamb here, right? We have this lamb at the center. And so there's a feeling of vulnerability, right? And you're not quite in that space to go, guns blazing into anything or, whatever right now. So that's where it's like, nobody's saying that you are not capable. It's just saying like right now isn't the time for right now. No, you're not capable. You will be, but right now you're just not. Right now you're in like a rest, relax, you know what I mean? That sort of space. So don't get psyched out by what everybody else is doing and you know what I mean? Doing and going and seeing around you. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get back up and running again. So let's get some advice. Yeah. Gotta be right here, right now. 3 of Swords, like all of these swords, and this energy of just kind of like not knowing. Your mind might just sort of be in this space of having to surrender, having to be here now, having to just be in the moment. And again, I don't know. It's like, your love of information and learning and conversing and, like conversating, that sort of thing. I feel like there's gonna be like this internal conflict of just like I was getting it earlier, this boredom. So I feel like you might just need to get out, go for a walk, go for a drive, go, you know what I mean, feel the wind in your hair, like literally. Like I want you to connect to your element, Gemini air, especially if you're feeling stuck and stagnant. No, everything's fine, because technically everything is, but you're getting bored as all heck. So your mental energy, your air, your wind is stagnating, and it's going to make you feel trapped. It's going to make you feel blocked. And so that's where Spirit's saying it's not so much about, absorbing more information or new experiences, but it's about letting that air flow and be free and circulate, okay? So what sort of downtime, that being said, is your soul craving? Yep. Recovery, physical recovery. Okay. So it's not about spending. It's not about like touring or traveling and doing all this stuff, but it's about acknowledging what your body really needs. You may feel, or you know what I'm trying to say, it's like things may not be in sync, mind, body, and soul, in terms of, past, present, and future. Something traumatic may have happened, however many months, years, whatever ago. Just because you're like, oh yeah, it's good. Remember, like how I was saying, you're just barely in this state of getting back again. So that's where it's saying don't expect yourself to be like eons ahead of or anywhere else. It's like you don't even expect yourself to be anywhere. Like I said, it's just about how can I be here now? You know what I mean? And that's part of it, is just like get yourself involved in that present moment. There's something here saying you have full control over your physical process, over your physical body, your physical self. And so that's where there's something here about acknowledging the power and the control that you have in the here and now, and taking it step by step. Okay. So, Gemini, have a blessed and bright full moon. Don't forget to check out your moon and rising signs for some more, added in depth insight. And visit us, girlundermoon.com, to schedule a session of your very own. Okay, take care. Have a good one. Cancer. This is Kapualani, and I'm here with your Girl Lunar Moon Taurus full moon reading. So ready or not, Cancer, let's see what we see here for this Taurus full moon. Okay. See what you need to hear from the universe, Cancer. First up, 7 of Swords. Don't be so hard on yourself, Cancer. You've done everything that you can. You made that list, checked it twice, run over it over again. You edited, re-edited. I mean, listen, even like they say, those like the most well-laid plans, right? That whole thing. And it's not to scare you, and because I know how your brain works, Cancer. It's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, what are you trying to tell me, Kapula? Don't even go there, okay? Your mind is playing tricks on you. That's the only thing you need to know. And no matter what you think, okay, part of what I feel like you might be sort of vibing on, Cancer, is that some kind of like going back to what I was saying with the, even the best well laid plans type thing. You yourself have a feeling, you yourself just kind of have a vibe, have a knowing that it's almost like when you're going away to travel and you're like, they turn off the stove, they turn off this, and da 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 da, is this is that set, da 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 da, like all the checklists. It's something to where it's like you're having a hard time trusting yourself and trusting the steps that you've taken and trusting your process. But it's like, even when you do, it's like, I don't know, spirit saying don't be hard on yourself when something slips through the cracks. If something slips through the cracks, it's like, just take a breather, and like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. If you like have your hands full and you're walking to the car and you're like, dang it, I forgot my phone on the kitchen counter, and you had everything except the phone, so now you go back and breathe. Okay, breathe. It's gonna be okay. What will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? Like I said, it's gonna be okay. Be gentle with yourself. You're feeling all of these feels because maybe there's something new that's on the horizon, and somewhere that you might not feel the most confident and experienced in. So it could be either like a new job, some sort of new position, some sort of new client, or a new project, if it's, something along those lines. And even just for yourself, it could just be like your personal development, personal growth, and things that you are investing yourself in, okay, in some way or form. And so, again, this full moon is just reminding you that it's like, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Take it all in. You may have some new territory or new things to sort of figure out. Kind of like, when you do relocate or you do go to a new environment, there's a lot to sort of take in before it feels like second nature, before you can sort of operate in that kind of a rhythm and flow, right? So that's where we're saying, just realize like where you're actually starting off at, and give yourself, like I said, just give yourself a break. Okay, you've got this, and you do. So that's where it's like, chill and just let yourself build with time and experience. That's all. So what do you need to revisit? Yep, time. Wheel of Fortune, all good things in time. As you continue day by day, step by step, moving forward, you're going to be figuring it out. Okay? Look back at your previous successes. Look back at other times in your life when you may have felt similar, and how did you process? How did you get through it? You're still here. You're here now, right? And so it's about remembering that you do have wisdom. It's not all about wit, but there's a wisdom as well, okay? And you've got that even if you're not feeling like it. Even if you're feeling, new, like I said, if it's a new job situation, new environment, whatever the case may be, okay? All right, even a new relationship, but I'm more prone to think about your environment and, home life, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I digress. Let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Yeah, like I said, breathe, be gentle with yourself. I feel like, this fox, like I said, very, very witty, but it's about remembering, like, hey, this isn't your first go around, right? So just sort of be gentle on yourself, be gentle with, I don't want to say necessarily like, because you can't really control what others are doing. Let's just be real. But I don't see any red flags, just letting you know. Because, like I said, I know how your mind works, Cancer. But anyway, you're all good in that regard, okay? It's just about breathing and knowing again that I feel like more than anything with the effects of the full moon, it's just a reminder that you are a sensitive being, okay? And that any thoughts that you might be having, you like I said, especially if they're suspicious type thoughts and things like that, it's like, go back to the past, go back to times where you felt that way, when you've had certain suspicions, and then see, you know what I mean, how often than not, when you were really sort of feeling this way, did the thing actually turn out to be like your worst fear, your worst doubt, or whatever the case may be. This is saying, again, there's a softness here. There is like this energy of being like not really having something fully developed. So give it time. Okay. So, okay. Let's see what sort of break your soul is craving. Yeah. You want those cycles of burdens and just conflict, heaviness, exhaustion. You want it over. You want this all sorted, everything in its right place. You want that wood chopped and stuff in the fireplace. We can just light a match, set the fire, let it go. You don't have to think about all of what it takes. I've already been doing that, right? And so there's this feeling of getting through whatever is like cycling out, because there's still certain like ties that are like getting cleared up or tied. I'm sorry, loose ends being tied. My goodness. Tuning in here. Yeah, you're going through some shifts, so it's about closing out old cycles. Don't push right now. Don't push right now. Okay, even if you wanted to, you probably like honestly couldn't. So it's really just seeing this particular cycle through. It's like not saying, oh, just give up and like whatever the case may be, but it's sort of saying to get ready to put down whatever it's like unnecessary burdens, just things that maybe you've been carrying. You don't need to carry it anymore. You've been working on it, you've been working through it. There's some things that you might be like, oh gosh, is it going to be coming back up again? But that's where spirit's just saying, again, you've done the work, just hang in there, give time to close out the rest of these cycles that need to be closed. I feel like it's just it's like worn, feeling worn. You might be in that state where like, well, no, I did clear it out. I did finish all this stuff up, but I'm still feeling burdened. So that's where it's like, no, this is that part where, thank you, Spirit. I'm like, there's a message here that they want me to say. Okay. I don't know if you have this experience, but like if you're not, I don't know how it is for people who like run like constantly, but for people who are just kind of starting to exercise, what they say is, what is it? The best sleep. It doesn't matter what condition you're in, but the best sleep isn't the night before a big run or like a big game or a big sporting type situation. It's not that night before, but it's actually the night before that type thing. So it's almost like that's what I'm getting. Like you finish the race and you're like, yeah, I finished the race, da, 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 and you're like celebrating and all this. That's great. And then like the next day, you know what I mean? You go to sleep, you wake up, it's great. But then the next day, you're like, oh my gosh, until it takes a day or two for for the impact to be felt. And so that's why Spirit's saying it's like your mind is not playing games on you. It's just things are taking time to come back to center. Whew, did it. So Cancer, check out your rising sign, your moon sign for some added guidance. And of course, if you want to book a session of your own, you know what to do, where to go, girlinnermoon.com. So take care. Have a good one. Hey Leo, this is Kapualani, and we've got your girl and her moon, Taurus, full moon reading here. So let's see what the cards have to reveal for you, Leo. Okay. Let's get your message from the universe, Leo. Mother of Cups. I'm hearing mind your health, mind your... I'm especially being kind of pulled to the womb. So if there's anything dealing with digestion, if there's anything dealing with like gut health for whatever reason, just be mindful, okay? This Mother of Cups energy as well is saying that like your intuition, your empathic intuitive energies are, might be very active, might be very heightened at this time. For some, there may be some, I don't know why, but I'm getting like the emotional imbalance, harmony might be something to really be mindful of, because it could be a very sensitive time and you might be picking up on a lot of stuff. So just really be aware of emotional boundaries and just, clearing your emotional energy, well, your energy field, like cleansing, that sort of thing. And being, again, mindful of what you're also ingesting for whatever reason, okay? So let's see what this full moon's going to be bringing up. Yeah, being flexible, taking a look back at how far you come, like how you've got to the point that you're at. Okay, so I'm being brought back to energies that are related to health and wellness. Um, I'm feeling things with even like for whatever reason, like bone health and just even just like muscular, like fascia tissue, this nine of wands, the wands fire, life force energy. And so this is like time for like I'm hearing not exactly readjustments, but it's again for you to look back at how far you, not just how far you've come, but what it took to get to where you are. That way you can make the necessary adjustments. You can say, aha, that's right. Like, I remember this, that, the other thing. So maybe we're going to remove that, or maybe we don't have to put ourselves through this task again. We can simplify. There's something here about taking a moment to reflect upon even who and what you're surrounding yourself with, what kind of activities you're engaging, that sort of thing, in order to discern why again you might be feeling a certain way, okay? Or why you like just kind of like physically even, okay? Not just in intuitively and whatnot, but like with your health. Okay, so what will you need to potentially revisit? Yeah, Seven of Cups. Keep it simple, okay? Do your best to not go there. Do your best to step back from anything, anyone that might cause you to sort of spiral a little bit, or, to cloud your emotions, cloud your judgment, that sort of thing. This is going to be a time to really just slow down and remove yourself from toxic people, places, environments. And again, to acknowledge any of your own toxic behaviors and where you've made adjustments and improvements. And again, where you've made adjustments and improvements, discerning how those shifts, how those changes have benefited you, or maybe not at all. So, okay, clear things up. There's something like clear things up, whatever is sort of clouding you, confusing you, blocking you, challenging you. There's something here about, again, clearing like cleansing your space, cleansing your energy field, cleansing your environment, that sort of thing. Okay, advice for a smooth full moon. Wow, look at these cups, cups, cups. 9 and 9. So there's a lot of this review here. So with the 9 of Cups, advice for a smooth full moon, focus on not just what you have and like, okay, 9 of Cups is wishes and fulfillment. So there's reflecting upon all that you've managed to accomplish thus far. And at the same time, with 9 out of 10, that one missing is like, well, what could it be? What could it be? What could it be? Don't be worrying about what you're lacking, what's not there, what's going to fill in the blank. Take in how far you've come, okay? So that it's not too much, that you're not doing too much, that you're not distracting yourself, okay? This 9 of Cups also as advice, consider what really brings you joy and fulfillment, and focus on that, in terms of when you're making decisions, and like again, based on the choices and the decisions that you've made, based on who you are surrounding yourself with, and that kind of thing. How does it all add up? How does it line up or not? That kind of thing. This may be a time to think about what you're keeping, what you're going to continue to maintain and sustain as a day-to-day habit, or just like, you know what I mean, keeping in your life, keeping part of just whatever, and what you're ready to release, what you're ready to let go of. Okay? So, what sort of downtime is your soul craving? Yeah, Daughter of Wands, you're ready to just get out, finally, that fire, have some new experiences. That's part of the reason this might be a little bit distracting with this Seven of Cups, is think back to moments of like impulse. Daughter of Wands, you're like, ooh, what's that? And then you're just like, ah, I spent $10 on that drink and it just sucked. I threw like, you know what I mean? Had like took like 2 sips and I threw the rest away. Little things like that, those little choices, they add up, right? And so that's where Spirit's saying, and that's just a small example. So there, could be a number of different things. But that's where Spirit's saying it's not so much about trying to yeah, get out, let yourself try new things without having to it's kind of like window shopping and trying on new clothes, but not like going in there and being like, okay, I need to buy everything. You know what I mean? It's just like, listen, you don't even know what your new style is right now, or whatever that new cycle is. Like, you have an idea of it. So like play right now, follow your instincts, check things out, try to sort of, it's like developing a new sense is what I'm getting. Yeah. Something about bringing you back to life and bringing you back into a space of what's the word that I'm like being a little bit more spontaneous, and following those instincts of joy and play, and noticing the signs along the way. Notice the signs and try not to get too distracted or caught up in like, how shall I put this? It's like second guessing. You know what I mean? So we're not saying to make all of these, like, take all these dangerous risks and things like that. But it's about just letting yourself get out. Like, if you've really been cooped up, for example, just step outside for a little bit, stop and smell the flowers, stuff like that. That's all. Okay, Leo? So don't forget to check out your rising and moon signs for some added guidance. And visit us, of course, girlandhermoon.com, to schedule a session of your very own. So I'm wishing you the very best. Have a bright full moon. Take care. Hello, Virgo. This is Kapualani, and I'm here with your girl and her moon, Taurus full moon reading. Okay, we've got this. We've got this. So let's see what's coming up, Virgo, if we can here. Okay, let's see what we see, Virgo, your message from the universe. Judgment. Yeah. You're ready to clear out the baggage and spread your wings, fly, leave the past in the past, and open up to those new cycles, those new beginnings. There is a revival energy that comes through, renewal of life energy, life force with this Judgment card. It does give this air of peaceful beginnings, peace restored. There's something here about peace being restored. So, if you have especially been doing a lot of that shadow work. And if you've been, I don't know why, but I'm getting like searching or, struggling, whatever the case may be, this is just a nice kind of sign that there's a breath of fresh air, hopefully, that this full moon will be bringing out for you. Okay, so let's see what will be being brought into your awareness. Okay, so a lot of new information, things being brought into your awareness with these new beginnings. Interesting. Do your best not to get too overwhelmed. This isn't a time for you to have to figure anything out, but it's a time for you to just sort of watch and learn, just observe. Be mindful of any anxiety, anxiousness. I'm just getting, be mindful of your nerves. This full moon might really leave you feeling on, like a little on edge, like a little, just like this owl, that little owl. The young owl gripping the blade. Don't think too hard. Don't overthink things. It's just about allowing yourself to just see what's going on, again, without having to necessarily plow through and figure it all out. Okay, so let's see what you might be revisiting. Father of Swords. Lean on what you know. Trust that it's not just, oh, you've got what it takes, but even if this is like a new experience, even if this is giving me the sense that, how shall I tune in here? There's something a little deeper here that Spirit's wanting to convey. I'm going to tune in for a second. Excuse me, Virgo. Okay. Just because you're in a situation where you're not really sure what to think or kind of like what to feel about it, there's something about leaning on the fact that it doesn't take away from what you do. Like, you have knowledge, you have power, you have wisdom. Even though the position that you're in might not really allow you to fully expand on it, if that makes sense. It's like you know better. It's like, trust the part of you that has been through this before. It's like, you've been through this before. You've been through this kind of a situation before. It's like being the new kid on the block, or like being in a situation where you're just like, I don't really know if this is for me. You know how to handle yourself. Even if this is a situation that's like, ugh, I hate it, I don't like this, I want to be here, blah, blah, blah. Spirit saying, just because you might feel that way and be like, doesn't mean that that's how you carry yourself. You know how to carry yourself. You know how to, like, sort of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Just manage under a stressful situation. And so that's where it's like, even though this might be like a new situation, it's like the same song and dance type thing, And so that's where Spirit's like, okay, they had those Groundhog Days or whatnot. Like, after a while, everything becomes second nature, the rhythm of things and people opening a door and the dialogue and all this sort of thing. And so that's where Spirit's like, see, just step back. You don't have to react. You've been in probably even more difficult, challenging times and situations before. So lean on that part of you that's cool, calm, and collect and in control. Okay? Remember how to take control, not be controlled by the stuff going on, right? So advice for a smooth full moon. Yep. Hermit, but you do best. Like with that Virgo energy, that pull yourself away from the distractions. Okay? You don't need to, how shall I say, it's not just about proving yourself. First of all, you have nothing to prove. You don't need to prove yourself. And it's not like with an attitude kind of way, but it's truly in a way where you just, why put yourself through a stressful situation when it's just not necessary and you know it? You know what I mean? And so it's one of those energies with the Hermit where it's like, be methodical, like learn from your past. You already know that. Let time and space work out other things, like especially where other people's choices and decisions are concerned, you can't control that. So it's just one of those things where it's like, listen, you deal with what you gotta deal with and do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do. And, my light's on, you know where to find me, but I got other places to be. It's one of those kind of energies for some reason. Okay, Virgo. So I feel like, even though, I don't know, it's like, again, you might not feel or even recognize, maybe you're not treated as though you have all of the knowledge and information, like, you're capable, but you are. Okay. And so in this case, it's one of those situations where it's like, but what I need and who I need to be surrounded by and all that stuff, they'll find me. My people will find me. It's like when you go into like a big party and you're like, you're just like, okay, I'm just going to go over there and just allow things to find me. It's like law of attraction. We don't chase, right? We attract. That's part of what I'm getting here in a bigger context. So last but not least, let's see what sort of vacation your soul is craving, Virgo. Emperor, yeah, you want to take charge. You want to be in control. You want to take the lead. You're ready to really own your power. And so this, again, is a reminder of what that really means, what that looks like. Sometimes owning your power means to withhold, means to allow me. That's part of owning your power, is to control yourself, right, from sort of going just doing anything. So with this emperor energy, there's a lot of these, I feel, aspects of plans for your future, taking charge of your life, again, control of your life, leaning into the wisdom of time and experience, especially. But especially with the Emperor, it's like control, 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 control. And so having control of your life, feeling that sense of control and stability, in terms of knowing like the steps you've been taking, the work that you've been doing, it isn't for nothing. Okay. You just have to stay where you are and allow for time and space to do the rest. Allow for the way to reveal itself. Your perspective is also shifting, okay, in terms of how you see yourself, and in regard to all of this, and in terms of your place in all of this. Okay, Virgo. So I feel like there's something about this full moon for you that does feel like it's this threshold of energy in terms of all the hard work and effort that you've been doing. And I feel like this is over years and stuff. It's going to be like coalescing, and your level of confidence, how you see yourself, and especially what you're doing and where you're at this point in your life, than versus like 5-10 years ago type thing. I feel for some reason it's like radically different. I don't know why, but I hope for you that's it helps to build some confidence. So Virgo, check out your rising sign, your moon sign, for some added in-depth guidance. And of course, visit usgirlundermoon.com to schedule a session of your very own. So thank you for being here. Take good care. Till next time. Libra, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Taurus full moon reading. So let's go ahead and dive in here. See what we see. Okay, your message from the universe. First up, Libra, 10 of Pentacles. So this should be a time to, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like things are going to be coming full circle, or at least they should be really feeling that way. There's an air of gratitude. There's an energy also being in this position where you're really thinking about your long-term future and stability. This is a time of, I don't know why, but I feel a lot of contemplation, both in terms of being appreciative of where you are and what you've managed to accomplish and build in your life thus far, as well as, okay, what does this all mean? Where is it taking me? Like, I get a lot of this sort of, I don't know, this expansion of what the future's starting to look like starting to really get a feel of your future stability and really thinking about that if you're not feeling settled, okay? Okay, what will this full moon be bringing into your awareness? That being said, money is on the mind, stability is on the mind, independence, Nine of Pentacles here, your sense of comfort and and wealth. Okay, in terms of your accomplishments, feeling good about what you've accomplished and being in a position to share it, to celebrate it. And again, I'm hearing things coming full circle in a lot of ways. I almost feel like you could be in a position where others are noticing your efforts, others are noticing your accomplishments, and I'm getting like you might be, receiving an accolade, a reward, something, recognition, that sort of thing. Okay, there's something here to where I wouldn't be surprised if it's like you've already been acknowledged and now you're just sort of basking in the success, basking in what does they call it, the afterglow of being celebrated and surrounded by people who really love, respect, care for you, value you, that sort of thing. So whether it's literally within the house and home, within your office, your workplace, whatever that may be, all of those things, I feel like this is a time where you should be feeling very strong, settled, and proud of yourself. So let's see what you might be revisiting. Yep, there's that competitive energy, that mental conflict, the Five of Swords. This Nine of Pentacles versus the Ten of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles versus the Ten of Pentacles. How you see yourself within the bigger picture. Is there this, it's like there's this feeling of incompletion even though everything is totally like complete. And what is it? Because you're still breathing. Because you're still thinking. Because you're still alive. Because life isn't in a vacuum, right? It's just because it's like, oh yeah, checklist, right? Is the picture, the idea, and the checklist matching? You know what I'm saying? Like what it physically, like is like that sort of thing. Is everything adding up? And for some reason, with this Five of Swords, it's a reminder for you to kind of ease up. There's no need to be competitive with yourself or anybody else at this time. Okay, Libra. So just be mindful of any intrusive thoughts that are preventing you from really just being in the moment and appreciating what you've earned, like literally. Okay, so advice for a smooth full moon. That being said, yeah, look at that. Be at peace. The Two of Cups. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this process. Get out of your head. Get into your heart. Okay? Really, there's no need to be suspicious of your success, that it's going to go away, that you know what I mean, that maybe someone or something like, oh, are they really on my side? There's no need to worry about any of that. Okay? That peace, it comes from within. And so that's where you can turn your focus, your thoughts. Okay? How are you feeling? Versus like, what am I seeing? What am I looking? Trying to add everything up. Well, of course, when you're in the center of it all, you're not counting yourself as that 10th pentacle. You're just going, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's not, I said, like, 9. See how, like, there's one within the center? Because you are at the center of it all. Okay, so count yourself. You are a valuable commodity and component. Like, you are the one that makes this. This is your life that you are making happen. Okay, so that's where it's like, stop and take it all in. Bring that love within, and focus on those simple things, the little things that bring you joy and satisfaction from the inside out. Okay, so let's see what sort of vacation your soul is craving. Yeah, you want to fly high. This Wands, Six of Wands energy, harmony and balance. It's almost like your work and your play, bringing a balance to those components. really honoring your success, feeling proud of yourself, recognizing the people and the experiences, the places, and that sort of thing, that you are supported, that you have been successful and victorious in your efforts. So you have every reason to feel like this is a win. Okay? Don't let your thoughts get the best of you. I don't feel that it should be that challenging. But if, for whatever reason, there was a little sliver of doubt, and you're like, am I really seeing everything? There's the scales about it. Let them be still, and then just know when you flap your wings, things are gonna move. But it's all good, because as long as your core, your center, is stable, that's all that matters. Okay, so Libra, have a fabulous full moon. Check out your rising and moon signs for a bit of extra guidance. And of course, if you would like to schedule a session of your own, visit us girlinnermoon.com, and have a blessed full moon. Scorpio, this is Kapualani. I've got your Girl Inner Moon Taurus full moon reading here. So let's see what the cards reveal. Okay. Your message from the universe, Scorpio. Boom. Okay. The first thing that I'm getting with this tower energy, it almost makes me think of that scorpion tail striking. So I feel like there's a few things. One is an epiphany. That was a word that I was looking for. I feel like you're going to have some kind of a major breakthrough, some kind of a major epiphany. The tower always, right, signifies or emphasizes some time of potential upheaval, some type of potential like 180-degree type of shift, or alteration to the status quo in some way, right? And so I think you're ready for a bit of a change up, is what I'm getting. Whatever this tower energy is, this tower moment, I almost get the sense that you have been feeling it building up, feeling it coming to a head, if that makes you're Scorpio, you might even be the one that is the lightning bolt striking, right? Going, hey, I got some kind of mind-blowing stuff, something mind-blowing to say here, or to just deliver. There's some type of a powerful, like a release of energy, a release of some kind of a truth, a revelation of some sort. I don't know why, but I'm picking up some type of like epiphany. So what will this potential shift, what's the universe going to be bringing with that? Okay, yeah, a breakthrough. There's going to be, I feel like, a few things, some things really going, whatever this is, one of these lightning bolts, I feel like there's definitely going to affect the way that you view your reality, if not affect your reality in some way. And then here, it's about focusing on the future. However uncomfortable, right, you already know this thing might need to be in order for the next thing to happen. Something's not working. Something in the foundation is unstable, and it can't be sustained any longer. And so it's about looking forward and understanding, like, yes, ooh, this is uncomfortable, I'm not gonna like this, but I know that once we get, it's like ripping off the band-aid kind of thing in order to get over the hump. There's something about holding the vision and staying true to the vision, staying strong, and not just that, but applying the action. Okay, applying the action and not being daunted by the fact that, it could be, we don't know when, right? We're just gonna have to chip away and trust our vibes, trust our sight, trust what we're feeling, that psychic, intuition and that sort of thing. Okay, so what will you potentially be revisiting? Okay, family, house, home, connections, relationships. There's a big shift in terms of where you see the dynamics of things developing. I feel like this may have been, something of like a long overdue shift. Like, Not in the way where it's like, oh, the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, maybe in some ways and for some, but in other ways, and for others, it's something about, like I said, the way that things were going can't keep going that way anymore. So there's a revelation, a breakthrough, an epiphany, an aha moment in terms of, wow, okay, maybe, you know what I mean? I don't know why, but it's like whatever fears, whatever doubts, whatever concerns, or like, when you just, oh, the anxieties that you get, it's almost like in one full swoop, it just the switch flips. Okay. And it's about leaning into and recognizing, wow, I am safe. I am surrounded by people who love and support me, even if we don't always we're not always speaking in the same language or whatnot. At the end of the day, they're still there. They're still willing to work together, figure this thing out. Okay. So let's get some advice for a smooth full moon. Listen to that higher voice. There's definitely some type of activation. Again, that energy of a realization, a psychic connection happening. Your higher self, your guides, your spirit guides, your ancestors, you're being guided big time right now. And this is something that I feel is dealing with family, house and home in some way for sure. Okay. And I feel like, you are probably likely a strong figure in the family, whether you are the matriarch, patriarchal figure or whatever, type, or you're just one of the stronger, like auntie, uncle, cousins, that sort of thing that's always there for everybody else. There's something here that's saying to continue, like, keep listening to your higher voice. I feel like there's something that's going to be very validating for you that's going to come up. And I feel like you've been needing it, Scorpio. You've been needing that validation. You hold the key to your own happiness. And you're starting to really understand and see that. Okay. So, what type of vacation are you so craving? Yeah, you just want to feel good. Look at that. Back in your element. That Father of Cups energy. There are some things that you're going to need to keep to yourself because some people won't be ready to receive the information or to hear it. You may not even be fully clear on like your own understanding, but it's about trusting your instincts, trusting your intuition, and not being afraid to say what needs to be said, communicate and express from the heart your wants and your needs. Okay. And not just that, but go for it. Have the courage to follow your heart and to see things through, because there's something here, even if it's like with your just self, it's something with self-expression, potentially artistry and that sort of thing. But I'm just getting like, again, I don't know why it's like lead by example, and follow your heart. Like, that's the best thing that I can say, because you're going to be getting a lot of messages, things like that. So like, open up and share, speak your truth, that kind of thing from the heart. And Scorpio, visit us girlonthemoon.com to book a session of your own. And don't forget to check out your moon and rising signs for a bit of extra guidance. Okay, so take care. Have a good one. Hey Sagittarius, this is Kapualani, and I am here with your girl and her moon, Taurus full moon reading. So I do hope that this finds you doing well. Let's see here what we see if we can. Okay. Let's see what you need to hear from the universe, Sag. High Priestess. Trust your instincts. Be mindful but swift to take action, especially when it's like the inclination hits you. Generally the High Priestess is like less inclined to be action oriented, more inclined to be receptive to that intuitive energy, the intuitive messages. But there's something here. you may feel a little bit like on your toes, a little bit like your senses are very heightened. Okay, so that's where this high priestess is, you know, reminding you to stay affirm, just remain steadfast to your truth, to your vision, to your goals, and just realize that your senses may be a bit heightened right now. So, not every kind of rustle in the bush is going to be something significant for you to want to have to check out. Especially because right now I feel like there's a lot weighing on you, or not in a negative way, but it's kind of like if you have a lot. I don't want to say at stake necessarily, but it's like if you had plans and all right, well, hey, you want to have lunch? Well, I don't know. Let me see if I can squeeze it in. It's one of those things where it's like no is okay right now. It's okay to just be like, you know what? No, I've got other things that I'm waiting on. I have other priorities. I got other blah blah blah. The right people, the right it's like right now there's something about withdrawing from communicating and only really communicating on like a need to know, need basis, like need be basis. So what's this moon going to be bringing to your awareness? Yeah, the truth. There's truth and clarity that this particular window of time will be providing for you. And again, it's about recognizing it's like, you know what, I'm a lot clearer. I'm less clouded by my emotions, less clouded by my passion and zest for life. Right now, there's something very sobering about this energy for you, Sag. Like this Ace of Swords is helping you to refine your grip on things, like your sense of self, your sense of truth. I feel like, you're not one that usually takes much BS anyway, Sag, but you're less like in a jokester kind of mood. You're more like, what do you want? What are you all about? Why are you here? And why do I even have to waste my breath saying this? You should know why you're here. It's like one of those types of things where it's like you just can't be bothered with details that literally have nothing to do with you, you know? So let's see what you might be revisiting. Yeah, like I said, keeping to yourself. Keeping to yourself. You might have some harsh truths to deliver. Your words right now and your energy, it's best for you to just pull back and to keep to yourself and to only be surrounded by like what's really comforting, familiar, and true to you. What's grounding. And again, I'm hearing just comforting for you, because it's like I'm hearing just like a knife's edge, the wrong word, the wrong this, the wrong that, and you're just like, what? I just get this energy. We're just like, stay away. Just stay away. Okay, so advice for a smooth full moon. Yeah, it's like you against the world. 7 of Wands. There might be some distractions. Like I said, there may be people wanting your attention, different vibes, different ideas, different sort of directions that could be presenting themselves to you all at once. But again, for you, it's about staying tried and true. It's almost as if you had like temptations for distractions around you. Excuse me. And right now, Spirit's again saying keep to yourself and just push through. Okay. Do your best not to get thrown off course by like anyone or anything that would just be a time drain, especially. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what sort of vacation your soul is craving. Yep. 10 of Swords. Relief, mental relief, clarity, breath of fresh air. You would like for these cycles of torment and torture, anxiety. I feel like there's a lot of outside opinions that are just like, that's where I feel. It's like a helmet on your head, this shell, putting a helmet on it is like, go away. That kind of thing. Too many voices, too many opinions, too many distractions where it's like you can't even see straight anymore. So it's like simplifying and remembering the power is in your hands, the power of perspective, direction, and choice. Okay, in terms of where you are focusing, where you're looking, what your goals are, and that ability to overcome. You can do this. You can do this, Sag. Just hang in there, okay? And we're here for you, girlundermoon.com. If you want to dive in to a session of your very own, we're always happy to be here. And also, don't forget to check out your moon and rising signs for some added guidance, deeper guidance, okay? So have a good one. Take care. Capricorn, what is up? Kapualani here. We've got your girl and her moon, a Taurus full moon reading. So I'm just going to keep shuffling here as I do, and we'll see what we see. Okay, Capricorn, let's see. Okay, let's get your message from the universe, Capricorn. Father of Cups, be brave, be bold. There's like, I feel like you should start to be, I want to say feeling confident. I don't, not necessarily, oh, you're feeling like yourself again, but it's like this kind of new wave of energy. I don't know how to explain it, Capricorn, but there's something here about overcoming, any insecurities, putting your best foot forward. It's not just going with the flow, but it's not being afraid to go against the current. That was the message. Okay, Capricorn. And you're not bad with that. You don't mind a little bit of a challenge. And so, again, with this energy, it's just sort of saying have the confidence that even if you might not be like, even if there's something here where you can see like a messy situation, or it's almost as if you're even seeing like this whirlpool from afar, but you know that in order to advance, to get to the other side, you have to address it, you have to approach it. In order to get what you want, you've got to deal with whatever it is, the thing is that you got to deal with. Okay. So it's like I'm feeling like dealing with choppy water. So whether this is like an internal battle alone, or it deals with, communicating and other people and whatnot, there's something here to where it's like you can't really go back. You have to go forward. The only way forward, you know what I mean? There's the only way through is like through it. So what will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? That being said, yeah, responsibilities, burdens, conflicts. Something here is telling me also that if you are in a situation where there's disagreements, if you are in a situation where you are carrying burdens, or you are dealing with a lot, I don't know why, Capricorn, but I really feel guided to say just go with it. It's less about what you say and more about what you're doing in terms of not arguing is what I'm getting. It's not to say that you should just take abuse or accept toxic behavior, not at all. But it's kind of like there's a whirlpool, there's some kind of a mess, there's some kind of like, it's like you can see the train crash or the car wreck ahead of you, and you don't really want to deal with it, but you got to deal with it in order to go where you want to go. Like it just keeps coming up. Like you can't avoid it. You can't. And the point is like you have everything that it takes to deal with it. That's why this is circling back. Like this is not something brand new. You know what I mean? This is something that you've been dealing with for a while, that it's like this is time for it to come to a close. This is your opportunity. This is your moment to close that stuff out once and for all. Okay, Capricorn? So let's see what you might be revisiting. That being said, taking inventory. You got to look back at what led you up to this point. It's like like I said before, whether this is something completely with your own self and your own like goals and focus, or if it's something that deals with others, with like relationships in some way, whether it's work related or romance, love, that kind of thing, family. In this case, this is saying you can only be accountable and responsible for what you have put in. just as much as benefiting. You know what I mean? It's like there's something here about taking inventory and just sort of simplifying. Get your affairs in order. Start to get things organized. Make your life easier so that all this stuff, it's kind of like paperwork that just poof. It's like, listen, if you know what I mean, how they say the state of your home reflects the state of your mind and like your energy and all that sort of thing. So that's where it's saying line things up so that you're not just having to be brave for nothing, but you have like something solid to stand on. Okay. All right. Advice for a smooth full moon. This is like some deep stuff here, Capricorn. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm like, wow, this is some pretty deep stuff. Okay, Two of Pentacles, the choices and decisions that you're making here and now, finding your foothold, finding your balance. Okay. There are things that are in motion and that are getting ready to be set into motion based on your choices and decisions here and now. So just take it step by step. That's all you can do, right? Learn from the past and don't plow through things where it's like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that type thing. Even if plowing through things are like your own like self-destructive or intrusive thoughts, right? Just pull back and take account and say, okay, that sort of thing. So again, advice for a smooth full moon, Two of Pentacles, simplify, take it step by step. You don't need to add anything more onto your plate and you don't need to chuck anything out. It's just about breaking things down. Kind of like anything else when you're approaching a big pile. You just want to take it step by step. You're not trying to just, well, okay, we're just gonna, okay, it already looks that way. Okay, what sort of break is your soul craving? Breakthrough, the Tower. You would like a complete shift in your reality. You would like things to be like night and day. You want this dark night, this mess to be over, and you want to move on with your life. This Tower is saying like you just like the straw that broke the camel's back. You're like, you're ready for it. Just break it. I'm done. It's like I get this sense of just being tired, very tired and exhausted. Let me tune in here. Yeah, you're ready for that change of reality. I mean, it's coming. Okay. There's something here that I feel, again, they're like lighten your load by just like rather than trying to tend to everything all at once, take a look at what doesn't need that like instant emergency, constant attention. It's like there's something here about like dropping the baggage and just setting yourself free. Like stop trying to do everything all at once and just take it step by step. Okay? So Capricorn, definitely, especially if it speaks to you, check out your rising and moon signs for some extra guidance. And check us out as well, girllettermoon.com, to schedule a session of your very own. So thanks so much and have a blessed full moon. Aquarius, hope this finds you doing well. This is Kapualani. I'm here with your girl and her moon, Taurus. Full moon reading. Let's see what we see here. Okay. First up, let's see what you need to hear from the universe. The Empress. Okay, Aquarius. So this Taurus full moon should really be bringing things to center, bringing things into a space of like, I want to say full circle, but it's almost like you can finally feel satisfied. You can finally sort of like really sit down and like see, hold, and touch the results of all of your hard work and effort. There's something here that's definitely coming into perspective for you, Aquarius, with this full moon that's going to be very satisfying. For some, it might be difficult to see that, especially when you are very like goal oriented or whatnot. But that's why this Empress, I feel, is especially like coming through right now with that message of like, hey, take a pause and then get caught up. Look at how far you've come. Look at how blessed you are. Look at how abundant things, I feel like something like about things, people, situations making themselves available, these opportunities making themselves available to you for some reason, Aquarius. So, again, message from the universe. It's also like take advantage of this time to put that focus back into yourself. For some reason, definitely. With the Empress, there's an energy of being very nurturing. Of course, that sacred feminine energy, that mother energy. And so, in this case, being in a space where you can comfortably and confidently take care of and support yourself, mother yourself in that beautiful, healthy way. Okay, let's see what this one will be bringing into your awareness. Yeah, look at that. Themes of like house, home, family, your environment. 10 of Cups here. So I feel like this is going to be a time where you're really reflecting on, like I was saying earlier, home space and who you are surrounded by as well. There's a lot of elements that are focusing on family matters, family connection, and relationships. And you being in a position, Aquarius, of kind of taking on that role a little bit, even if you do have living elders like your mother, grandmother, even for some people great grandmother, great grandmother, that kind of thing. There's something here about you really coming into your own. You're elevating and expanding, you're ascending, you're evolving into a different sort of sense of self, that you're stepping into. And so, like, regardless of what your living situation is, something about that, just taking a look at your living situation and what home means to you, what happiness in the home space, what healthiness in the home space, connection, relationships, with other members of family or roommates, whatever the case may be, again, within the home space. And not just spirits, like not just within the home space, but places where you might consider that even to be like a second home. So, like your workplace, your work environment. There's something here, especially with you taking on more of a leadership role, you graduating more into even like leadership role that you may have taken on, but you've finally getting that feeling of growing into that role, growing into yourself, growing into those shoes, so to speak, where you can sort of just, now everything is a bit more just second nature. You can, you have confidence in what you're doing. I feel really good here with this 10 of Cups again, just because it's like, when you got a lot of goals and for you, Aquarius, is very much like, okay, yeah, you're very good about like execution, things like that. And so now spirit like, hey, take it all in, you've done a lot. And so now reflect and celebrate a bit. Okay, so what will you be potentially revisiting? Yep, those new heights. Wow. I mean, there might be part of you, Aquarius, depending on where you're at in your life, where you are questioning things like, if you're single, for example, if you live alone, again, thinking about the home environment and like, maybe I don't want to be single anymore. Maybe I, whatever the case may be. Okay, there's changes, there's growth, and like I was saying, evolution and expansion and all this stuff coming up. And so that lover's energy, I feel like it's just a reminder that the growth and the expansion is very much in progress. It's underway. It's not just a boom, boom. You've arrived. Here's the keys. Okay, bye. It like maybe it feels that way, but it's like, okay, now that you're here, it begins. We don't just, those birds are off on flight and they're like, okay, and then like boom, they're just gonna take off and then they're where they want to be. No, you gotta fly for a minute. And so part of it is, in terms of revisitation, being mindful. We don't know where in the journey this set of geese or swans, sorry. You know, we don't know where they are in the journey, if they've just taken off, they're mid journey, toward the end of it, whatever the case, they're getting, you know what I mean? So there's something here about giving yourself that time and allowances. It's almost like being on that autopilot. You know, we've gotten through that initial phase of climbing, and now you can sort of just coast and enjoy the ride. So, advice that being said, for a smooth full moon, Father of Swords, there's that air energy of taking charge. You are very much in control. You are very much the leader in all of this. You have earned, more than earned, and developed your skills, your self discipline, your sense of responsibility to yourself as well as others, okay, over time. I see like that this full moon's gonna have you feeling really at the top of things, feeling in your zenith of things for some reason. You're ready to take things on. There's like this air of seriousness, but I really feel that it's because, again, it comes from the way that you execute things, the way in which you make things happen. Okay? So, again, this is about, okay, maintaining and sustaining that air of self-discipline, staying focused and true to your goals, not getting distracted, and being able, like, trusting and knowing, like, even if there's a number of people to please, you that's what you're there for. Like, that is why you have arrived. That is why you have earned this position. That is why you are in that space, you know? Because it's like, this is just all part of the dance, and that is your role in your sacred position within the dance. It's like being the maestro to the orchestra in some sort of way. Yeah. You're definitely, there's something about your feminine, masculine energies where you are really unifying and feeling whole within yourself on a whole new level. Okay? Whole new level of confidence and self-contentment. Yeah. Okay. What sort of vacation is your soul craving? Mental break. Tuning in here. There's something that you might be having difficulty in resolving. This is something that's like, I feel when I see this Three of Swords. Okay, if there is anything that has really been a block for you in terms of like being able to be happy and accept, you know what I mean? Like, how shall I put this? Not being ruled by fear, trauma, doubts, just heartache from the past or things that just are beyond your control, that kind of thing. I don't know. I almost get this sense that it's like everything's going to be great and you're just ready to move on. You're ready to like be free. But there's something here that it's like, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so in the interim, in the whole moving and grooving of you coming into your own and taking charge and all that sort of stuff, it is a bittersweet type of thing. I mean, like, as it would be, you know, because, like, for example, when our elders are stepping down, when we are stepping, it's both a very happy and momentous celebratory thing for everybody, and it's very sad. It's very difficult because it's, you know, your roles change, your perception of who you are, past, present, future, starts to kind of, and it's like a little bit of, okay, a jam at the intersection. And so we're like, how do we move forward in the best way without hurting or disrespect, you know what I mean? Just knowing that this isn't going to be easy. There's something here about just breathing and allowing, like, the things that are not within your control, the things that are not within your hands. Surround yourself and lean on the people that you know love and care for you. You don't have to say anything, even if it's just spending time and having a meal without having to go into the details and all that sort of stuff. It's just knowing that you're not alone, but that it's kind of like growing pains, to be honest. It feels like that's the feeling that I get, is that it's like growing pains, okay? But it's, I don't mean to make it that simple at all, but that's the feeling that I get with that ache, okay? In light of like, okay, all these beautiful things are happening, and then it's like, so okay, Aquarius, go ahead and look at your rising sign, your moon sign, get a bit of deeper insight. And of course, don't hesitate to book a session with us, girlonthemoon.com. Okay, so have a good one. Take care. Pisces, this is Kapualani. I've got your girl and her moon, Taurus full moon reading here. So, ready or not, let's see. Okay. You've been picking up on a lot of stuff. You've been getting a lot of like vibes, messages. I almost even feel like, when you get those butterflies in your stomach type thing, you're like, oh, it feels like, there's like a weird vibe. Like, I get the sense right now, and we'll see what the cards say here, Pisces, but it's like, again, just keep to yourself and do your best to just sort of focus on the lighter, brighter side in a way. So let's see. Let's get your message from the universe. Yeah, that makes sense. 9 of Wands. Take a moment to breathe. Slow down. Okay? Like, I'm hearing, just because your body isn't doing what you want it to be doing when you want it to be doing, Spirit's saying, like, take into consideration what you've been expecting your body to do, what you've been expecting yourself to do. Don't think you've been giving yourself enough credit for all of the various, like, I'm hearing like hoops and hurdles and obstacles that you've been put through, that you put yourself through, that you've been put through, that sort of thing. And so this is a moment to just sort of center yourself. You don't need to push anything, but we're not throwing in the towel, because we still have, 1 or 2 things left. One step till we get to that 10, and then that new cycle will finally at long last. But we just got to be right here, right now. And I'm hearing, in terms of the energy, you might be, again, just really out of it, exhausted. So take this time to refuel, re-energize yourself, strengthen yourself. Okay? Let's see what this full moon will be bringing into your awareness. Refocusing and centering on the future. Knowing that there is one. Yes, there is a future, and the future can be bright. However, for that to happen, we need to let things sometimes percolate. We need to give things time and space, just like we need to give ourselves, our body, our energy levels time to recover. And so with this 3 of Wands, Spirit is saying, the moon is saying to just do your best to stay focused on those small steps that are ahead, those next immediate, short-term steps, not like, that huge big picture. Get caught up and allow for reality to also to meet you where you're at, if that makes sense. Okay? Enjoy the process. Enjoy the simple things. Being in the moment. Getting caught up again with your energy levels, your focus, your clarity, your ability to just be here now. Okay? Rather than being, oh my gosh, I'm so drained. Blah. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So let's see what you might be revisiting. Yep. Stability, foundations. Okay, getting back on your feet. And not so much getting back on your feet, but keeping things moving and circulating in a healthy, stable sort of way. So there's a feeling of regrouping. There's a feeling of keeping to yourself in so many ways and not spreading yourself out too thin. That includes your resources, your financial resources, and your wealth right now, because I feel like this is giving me a sense that Spirit's saying focus just on being, just simplifying, keeping things circulating, keep maintaining and sustaining. We're not trying to, you know, regress. We're not trying to progress. We're just trying to keep things going right here, right now. Find a sense of, again, stability. Find a sense of rhythm. Okay? All right, advice for a smooth full moon. Yep. Son of Pentacles, step by step. Be present to the moment. Trust. Remember that things are in a state of flux. Trust what's right in front of you. Do your best to continue to just focus on what's right in front of you step by step, remembering not to stagnate or stall out or get distracted by things. How shall I put this? When the task ahead, the journey ahead, the path is like a little long. You're like, so you just kind of put it off. Don't do that. Have a nice pace. Okay, you're not having to rush to the finish line or anything like that, but it's about giving yourself that time again to like find your balance in every way. Like, food, shelter, security, safety, your ability to feed yourself and that kind of thing. And I don't mean to sound so basic or dire, because it's not necessarily that things are dire, but it's about where you can place your focus when you might be feeling a little bit like exhausted, when you might be feeling like, well, I'm just trying to remember. We want to use the bigger picture, the end goal, like a checkpoint, or not a checkpoint, but a spot. What is it called? When ballerinas, when they're spinning and they keep something that you focus on. So for example, sorry about that, with the Knight of Pentacles, that castle off in the distance, we don't want to get lost on the path, on the journey, in the forest, at a cafe talking to a stranger. When we know, okay, we do have that bigger goal, we do have responsibilities at the end of the day. I might be able to kind of fluff away and mess around and kind of waste a bit of time here and there, but end of the day, I still have responsibilities and duties that I have to manage. So while like there are certain things that are definitely flexible for you, Pisces, Spirit is saying right now it's just like focus on the basics. And I don't know why, but it's just like mindfully, one step, one foot in front of the other. Okay. All right. Let's see what certification your soul is craving. Yeah, Son of Cups. I totally get it. You want to move forward, not have to worry about being right here right now. You want to advance. Go out and feel good again. Follow your heart. That's what I can feel that energy. You can trust that there's still, I feel like the message that that I'm getting to hear is there's still good times ahead. There's still things to look forward to, Pisces. Right now, we're in a different stage of development. Everything that comes and goes, like in rhythms and cycles and, that sort of thing. So, I almost want to say, because with this Knight of Cups, Son of Cups, it's like be open to spontaneous, not just messages, but it's like following your heart when you're not really sure. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like if you've got all this food in front of you and they're like, well, are you hungry? It's like, yeah, I can kind of eat, but it's about saying, aha, that's it. That's the vibe. Listening to your heart, even though you're having to sort of be like responsible, be mundane, be practical, you can still find a way to like honor your element of water, you know, the flow and everything, and the feel good stuff. So that's where it's like, take this time to adjust, reshift your focus, regroup, take a real look at, like, you know, the opportunities that are not just right in front of you here and now, but trust and know that that whatever it is that you want, it's still possible. We just have to readjust and how should I put this again? We want to restabilize things from the ground up. Okay, so Pisces, check out your rising and moon signs for some deeper guidance, and visit us, of course, to schedule a session of your very own girl and a moon.com. So take care. Have a good one.